Welcome to the Athena Wellness Podcast, the show that invites you to take a seat around the community fire and listen to stories that inspire. I'm your host, Kathy Robinson, author, coach, and founder of Athena Wellness, a company that's dedicated to supporting you on your journey to live more wholeheartedly. Hello, and welcome to episode 66. Thanks so much for joining me for this shortened Wellness Wednesday episode, a little midweek boost to help keep your warrior vibe high. I recently heard a story that has stayed with me. It's about a woman who had a near-death experience. Now, whether you believe in the afterlife or not will not have any bearing on where I'm going with this episode. But the part of the story I want to share is how she described her life on Earth before and after that experience, how it changed her perspective. The woman's name is Anita Moorjani, and she's a New York Times best-selling author who wrote a book about the experience. And I'll put a link to her book in the show notes. Anita described her life before this experience as if she was in a huge, dark warehouse with nothing but a flashlight. Even though she could feel that there was something more to her existence, her reality was defined by what the small beam of her flashlight lit up. When Anita describes her near-death experience, she compares it to someone turning on a light switch and being able to see the entire warehouse for the first time. And it's more spectacular than she could have even imagined. All of her senses were lit up. The color and the sound, things she's never experienced before. Add to that the sense of expanse and depth and complexity. She felt this sense of awe and lucidity that couldn't be absorbed because it was just so overwhelming. But her takeaway was this: that we're all part of something alive and interconnected and infinite. When Anita came back to this life, she said it was like the light switch was turned back off. But she had the knowing that there was more beyond what her flashlight was illuminating, and her life had new meaning because of this expanded awareness. And that's what I've been thinking about. What's beyond the beam of my flashlight? To hold this question, I've been working with mindful open awareness meditation. This is a practice where you can focus on a still point and then broaden your attention to your surrounding environment through your senses. I shared a recent experience I had using this technique at the beach in episode 62. But we can practice this type of mindfulness anywhere, and it can help us become more sensitive to our environment and feel the interconnectivity of everyone and everything. You can try this by anchoring to either an object, such as a candle or a natural object when you're in nature, or your breath. Spend a few minutes focusing your attention on that still point. And then you can broaden your awareness by noticing how your senses are engaged, what they're picking up. What are you seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling? What's close in? What's farther away? What's behind you or above you or below you? Then allow your thoughts to hold the question of what's beyond this broadened field of awareness. You probably won't get a concrete answer, but that's okay. This unknowable question is more like a paradox or a cone. It's more about going within and getting a sense of knowing. So here's my question for you. Where are you pointing your flashlight? And what's beyond the reach of its beam? Thank you so much for joining me today. I know there are many ways you can spend your time. Thank you for choosing to spend it with me. Until our paths cross again, be kind to yourself and show your warrior spirit some love. If you know anyone who could benefit from today's episode, please pass it on. And many thanks for supporting the show by subscribing and leaving a review. It means a lot, and it helps others find their way to our circle. And if you'd like access to the show notes, have a question you'd like addressed on a future episode, or would like a transcript of this episode, visit www.athenawellness.com/podcast. Until next time, be well.